Hello, we are Stop Wearing My Clothes podcast. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Amy. One
One
podcast,
two
two.
sisters. Nailed it. This is episode number 3 in our very first Bachelor in Paradise recap, week 1. What'd you think? I mean, it's been a long time since last time I've done a Bachelor in Paradise episode. It's been like 2 years, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a really long time. And I'm wondering, okay, when I looked at the preview of this episode, I'm like, geez, this is kind of a little bit of a dirty season. I feel like the preview, everybody was on top of each other or kissing. And I was like, it's probably because it's a bunch of horned up people who have been stuck in quarantine for a year. And they're like, I haven't dated or gotten any in a long
time. What did she say? I think Tammy said it, like vaxxed and waxed and ready to go.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
One thing we want to do on these is just catch up on any like Bachelor news, whether it's Bachelor in Paradise or just things happening in Bachelor Nation, before we dive in to do this full recap. And really the only thing, because I mean, just there's been the finale and then now the premiere, but I did post it on social media, so you guys probably saw. I got really excited when the showrunner of The Bachelor posted about potentially announcing The Bachelor on the Bachelor in Paradise premiere. And nothing happened. He was just dangling that carrot right in front of us. I was freaking out. I said, I was trying not to panic. And then I worked myself up for nothing. So Mike Fleece, however you pronounce it, I'm disappointed in you. You let a nation down, Bachelor Nation. I just came up with that. That was exciting.
Okay, so I want to know how you would feel going on Bachelor in Paradise. Let's just say we're not in any relationships and we somehow get on The Bachelor and then we go on to Bachelor in Paradise. How would you feel?
Little old me? Let me think. Brendan was hand molded by gods. And I love him so much. But also, he'd be fun to hang around with. Like, Joe, I would want him to wife me up and wife me up hard. Those are my two.
It's actually hilarious because I wanted to do notes for as I was watching, so I remembered what I wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. But then I kept just talking and saying things out loud instead of writing it down, so I started recording myself.
No, you didn't.
Yes, and the second I started recording myself was this scene that Brendan was taking a shower, and I was like, "Oh, what did I say? I like to watch that man shower," or something. I said it out loud, and Jared's like, "What is wrong with you? You never say stuff like that." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And then he got super butthurt about it, and he never gets that way.
I'm looking at my phone because I wrote the exact same thing in my notes. That shower scene, man.
Yeah. But the way I would feel going on Bachelor in Paradise, I don't think I ever could because, they're all, famous to me. I feel like I've watched it for so long that if I went on the show, I don't think that I would be able to see them as normal people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd have a hard time with some of, the newbies. I know a lot of them are fairly new. Grocery Store Joe, he was on Dancing with the Stars. I don't know, he would be, a full-on celebrity to me. And especially when Becca Kufran comes on, I would not be able to handle that. Even just as a girl to make friends. I couldn't. I would just, bow down to her. But yeah, I mean, so is Brendan your Bachelor in Paradise crush at the moment, or who is yours?
I don't actually know right now. I feel like everybody but Carl and Catboy, they're not on my radar, but anybody else I think I could get into anyone.
Just get in
okay,
there.
Wait, I didn't mean that. That sounded weird.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Carl, I just can't even stand. He's not even entertainingly a villain or whatever it is. He's cringy. I can't.
You really don't hear much about him though this episode, so
yeah, let's hope
maybe he'll just fizzle away.
Except when what's her name, Tajuan, when he tries to talk to her and he's playing it cool, he doesn't remember, he won't say his name to her or something, and like trying to be like this like va va voom guy, and then it goes to her interview and she's like, I never want him to talk to me again. Do you remember that?
No. Did I miss that? That's weird.
Maybe we're going to the bathroom or something.
I don't know.
What like so the intros are always fun. And first of all, we have David Spade, which Tommy Boy is one of my favorite movies. So what did you think of David Spade?
I actually liked him, and I thought it was hilarious when Abigail walked up. Number one, she was obviously already so nervous, but then I think he made it 10 times worse.
She like full on stopped at the stairs. She was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, so did they all not know?
I think they wanted to get like that type of reaction. So I'm assuming they didn't tell people.
Yeah.
One thing with first of all, I thought Kelsey's intro just felt so awkward to me.
Yes, I don't understand why she even is talking about the laxative situation.
So the laxative. All right. I've done my research, people, so you do not have to. Let me get my papers, my article. Lifestyle magazine. Because I was like, I have never heard of this before. Have you ever heard of putting laxatives on your face to not sweat? Have you ever heard of it? Me neither.
No.
So I'm like, is there any truth to this? Is this just like champagne gate? Now she's laxative girl. Is that much better? Like, I would want to stay a champagne girl. Okay, so it's a lifestyle magazine. BIP star Kelsey Weir puts laxatives on her face to stop sweating. But does it really work? And then it's like it's a doctor who's talking about it. So this is legit stuff. Dr. Will Kirby. So it says that it does supposed to absorb oils. It's a thing that I guess some people do, and it gives you a matte finish, which is great in the humid environment like tropical Bachelor in Paradise setting, which I was like, okay, wow, well, maybe this is a thing. It's like, but the good news immediately stops there. For short-term topical cosmetic use, it's probably no big deal. But if you use it for too long or apply too much, you can alter your normal skin pH and disrupt the normal healthy bacteria that's present. So essentially, it's like your face starts to have redness, sensitivity, paradoxical excess oiliness, irritation, dryness, and breakouts. And he says, I absolutely cannot endorse this concept. So there you have it, kids. If Kelsey stays on The Bachelor, her face is going to be real messed up. So I just really needed to know the information because that was wild. Was it not wild? Am I overreacting?
No, it honestly just confused me. I'm like, this is a joke that's not really playing out well.
And the whole thing was just like, I just felt like she was just like standing there awkwardly. And then it wasn't even like a funny thing of him opening the champagne. It was just awkward. And I Googled it as soon as the episode was over.
I do really like her though, but I just don't know that aspect of it was just odd.
Yeah.
Grocery store Joe. That intro, I instantly was like, his dad is just as good as him.
It seemed like he had a wife next to him, so he's taken, right?
Yes.
Okay. Joe just stole the whole first episode for me. Did you feel the same way, or am I just weirdly obsessed with him?
Both. Because I feel like if you don't know him, you're kind of like, why is this guy sulking on the beach? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I mean, try to think. The last time he was there, he fell in love with one of the loves of his life, and then try to think you're in the exact same place, you're sleeping in the same spot, and then all of a sudden there's all these new people who don't even know you, and you're like the old guy, even though he's not the oldest guy. There's the 40-year-old naked man, but and I just tried to think, what was I saying? I have things to say. So his face was one of the things I said.
Because you like it?
That's it. His face. Second of all, I'm sorry. I think maybe this is another reason why I'm a little on Kelsey. Did you see how she dissed him?
Yes, that was so hurtful. That made me want to cry for him. I'm like, why would you say that?
Marcus had to hold me down. I was coming for her through the TV. Like, I was not having it. Calling him said, "No, instead of grocery store Joe, you're gym Joe because of your outfit." That was the most mean girl thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and Brendan tried to help it out though. Help a
Yeah,
brother.
good old Brendan. But then she's like, "No, but you'd be best dressed," and he's like, yeah, I would. He's a cocky little fella. So is Ivan. First of
Yeah.
all,
So
quickly, Ivan. What did you think of Ivan and Serena P's brief conversation in the beginning? Because it left an impact on me.
tell me about it.
He was so cocky, and it was the most. I don't remember him being like that in Tasha's season. And
No,
it,
he was
like,
very sweet and humble, I feel like.
yeah, huge turn off for me.
Yeah, I wonder if being on The Bachelor has done him bad. Like, just getting all that attention and all that kind of stuff.
Could be. Yeah, I could see that because he was like kind of in the running for Bachelor. I don't know how far up he was, but maybe this is like, oh, I was almost a Bachelor, so she better bow down to me. I don't know. I was upset about him. But back to Joe, his meltdown and kind of what that all means because we know that Kendall is coming back and I just already feel for him. I just already feel for him and just like how he was just so upset. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, so I think that he had to have his day. And I think moving forward, for a little while at least, I think is going to be really good. I think him and Serena are going to go far for a little while. Personally, I'm thinking that. I feel like their first conversation was super awkward, but almost like cute awkward. And I'm glad she felt that way too, because I couldn't tell at first if it was like, no. But
Mhm.
then I think she really liked it. And I think they have really good banter.
They are the most real couple I've saw so far. I mean, it's only episode 1, but they are so real. And can we talk about their first kiss? I
Yes, and he almost went to kiss her nose, and then he was like, wait.
like it takes a real man to be like, okay, I could keep rolling with this kiss, but it's going to be disaster, or I could alter and change strategies. And they had a beautiful make out moment because he was a man.
And
So
I
I
love
love him.
how they started far away, like not far, far away, but like on separate pillows far away, and then slowly moved closer and closer. And then the kiss happened. And then he's like, I'm staying for sure, like, I don't want you to think I'm not going to stay. And it was just cute. That
Yeah,
it definitely was the most heartwarming part of the whole episode, I feel like.
yeah, that's what you call chemistry. I loved them.
But when he was so upset and he was trying not to cry and he did that weird thing with his mouth because he was like trying to just play it off, I was dying.
I almost died. I love him so much, Amy. I also want to know something else. Okay, were you surprised at Serena P's age? Because I was. I didn't realize she was that young.
Yes, I was surprised, and there's nothing wrong with her at all. But for some reason, I was surprised that she was the hot commodity that everybody was excited for.
Yeah, in our predictions, we did not see that one coming.
Yeah. And I wouldn't for her to say Brendan in her intro to then go with grocery store Joe. I wonder if that conversation with Brendan just like she just didn't feel it, or if he didn't feel it, or what. I feel like I didn't get any like validation on what that happened there.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people there the first night. I feel like we only got like cliff notes of what actually happened.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting how it's gonna affect their relationship, if it will. I don't know, if not in this like season of Bachelor in Paradise, but future, if they do have a future of like 35 and 23. That's a decent chunk of time.
Yeah. Yes, the age did surprise me. And it also made me feel old. Because I'm like, oh my gosh.
It made
What?
me feel really old too, Amy.
Yeah, I used to be like way younger than all these people, and it was just kind of like a pipe dream of like, oh, being with all these guys or like, whatever. But now it's like, I'm too old for these people? Like, what?
I know. Like 23, that's young.
I couldn't get a good read on how she truly felt about it because it kind of seemed it might have just been editing, but that maybe she was a little weirded out by it. So they maybe will have more conversation.
Yeah, I think they're just surprised. I think she's cool with it. I personally think and hope that they are endgame. I'm rooting for them the most. Are you rooting for anyone more than them?
No, I think this is a good time to transition into Abigail and Noah. So, from previews, I'm assuming that they are kind of going to be a couple, right?
Yeah, it seems like together the whole time.
Okay. First date, a little awkward. Did you feel that?
So that feeling I get when I watch Joe and Serena is completely missing when I watch Abigail and Noah. I don't know. I just don't see it. Maybe it will take some time for us to, maybe it's more in those quiet moments that are less kind of grabby for them to get on camera and get into that hour and a half edit or however long it was. But I'm just not feeling it, which I'm a little disappointed. I want to. I'm not against it.
Yeah, and I guess I just wasn't sure if it was like edited terribly because it just seemed like it was kind of pieced together awkwardly. And like she seemed like she was upset almost at the way he was acting, but then all of a sudden it was just weird. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
just my
I
feeling.
think
It was just weird.
weird's a great word for it. Yeah, I mean it seems like that's gonna be like one of the main like Jade and Tanner couple. You always find out like in the first episode or two, like the main couples that'll really kind of stick together, and then the ones that are, all over the place somewhere else. So that'll be interesting to watch. I mean, I'm not sure. I really don't know.
I would love to give a round of applause to Bachelor in Paradise producers or whoever does this, giving her the most time by being the first person, even though that's a little bit rude because she was so nervous, and giving her the first date.
She deserved it.
Yes.
The Bachelor did her wrong, and they knew they needed to fix it.
Yes.
The Bachelor was in the doghouse with her.
Yes.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And one thing I also thought was fun. I mean, this is season 6 of The Bachelor in Paradise, and so this was Wells said that this was the most makeouts in the first day in Paradise history. So many people.
As they say, each time they kiss, this is the first kiss in Bachelor in Paradise. And
That
it's
was a
like they're
great
all just,
montage. I enjoyed it. It's just those little things in the production edit side of things that are just like gold.
yes.
So I have a favorite first kiss as a question, but Serena and Joe, boom, done.
Yes.
Moving on. How did you feel about Victoria and her debut on episode 1?
I don't know how to take her, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's an act and like she's just totally just playing it and going for it, or if she really is just kind of, I don't even know the right word.
Well, I would like to apologize first and foremost because in our episode number 1, we called her Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria is dead. She is Goddess Victoria, as she told everyone millions of times, maybe not millions, quite a few times on that first night. So that was I don't get it. I don't know. Is Queen Goddess is better than Queen, or because she just does yoga now? I don't. It was weird, and it was weird.
Maybe like goddesses are more like peaceful versus.
Yeah, maybe it's a PR move. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm excited to see. Like she didn't come in hot like we thought. Like seemed fairly respectful, and I am excited to kind of see if we can see maybe more of her, like a real side, because I think we're getting very surface level. So one thing I really want to talk about with her. Are you ready?
Mhm. You realize nobody can see you right now.
That was me doing the 5-second trick that Victoria taught me on last night's episode. Wasn't that so funny?
It was so funny, but why do they want to make you so sad? Because they're just like none of the guys would look at her.
It was very sad. There's a perfect man out there for her. I really hope he just isn't. He's not there yet, but maybe he'll come.
for me right now, I'm just in a place that's like, is she gonna get there enough to stay? Because I kind of want her to stay because I do want to see a different side of her.
Oh yeah,
But
3 ladies are going home.
yeah, so and you're thinking, oh, another guy's gonna come down, and then there's Demi coming in hot.
I had a bad. I don't know. I didn't like her vibe.
No, and I used to like her. I think I'm pretty sure I used to
She
like her.
she pulled a 180. I don't know exactly what she's doing because I liked her too. She seems different.
It almost seems like yes, like she has a guard up and a persona up because she's been so hurt or something.
Yeah, I think since I mean, she was engaged last season, and it kind of went down the crapper. So I don't know. I just feel like she's almost overcompensating. I don't know. That'll be. I hope because it seems like she's there for the long haul and has like relationships and stuff. So hopefully she gets past that. I don't know if she's just in a bad spot. I sense something negative from her.
Me too. And did you hear Brendan in the preview? It said, I wish I remember word for word, but basically like I've been told how fake you are, or something, and she's like,
Oh,
shut the F
I
up,
might
or
have
something
missed
like
that.
that.
I might have
Yeah.
missed that.
Hmm.
Okay, well, that'll be a train wreck to watch.
Yeah.
Um, so one thing that I always really like with the Bachelor in Paradise, and I think they do it in like Bachelor, Bachelorette too, is they just always they take advantage of. They don't just tell people their name. They add a little spice to it. So I think we went through some of our favorites. Not all of them were like ha 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 ha, but like there was a few. I think Amy, you can take the lead on
So
that one.
the fact that we haven't talked about this yet is funny to me. So let's say Kenny, and underneath his name was naked.
No, and he wasn't just naked for his intro.
Is he going to be naked for the rest of the show?
He was naked for the whole like first episode. I don't think I saw. I think there was a black box around his junk the whole episode.
Well, he had on that little shawl for a little while.
That's true. That's true. You got me there.
Yeah, and okay, and do you believe that he's 40 years old?
That's pretty crazy. He's got it and he wants to flaunt it.
And that's probably it's kind of like guys with small penises that they have to get big trucks. So it's like he's old, so he has to be naked. I don't know.
It's a great comparison.
If that's a
Top
thing,
notch.
I don't know.
No, it is a thing. Cars and guys. It's a weird relationship. That could be a whole other episode. Um, so we always like to play a good game of most likely when we can. And so we're going to do, unless, Amy, do you have anything else to say about this episode before we move on?
No, I feel good.
Cool. So we're going to do most likely questions, Bachelor in Paradise edition.
Okay, so who's most likely to get engaged?
I want to say Serena and Joe, but they're going to have some rocky moments that I'm not sure. I want them to get through, but I'm not sure. So
I think Abigail and Noah,
that was
but
what
I think Serena and Joe will leave together, but I don't think there will be an engagement.
I don't think so either. I think he's. I know. I mean, it's great when people get engaged, but I think he's almost too mature to get engaged at the end of a reality show. I think he takes it more. He takes these relationships really seriously. It's not just like a game to him. And people have gotten engaged at the end of Bachelor in Paradise, and they're still together, and it's great and everything. But I think that's not his style.
Yeah, I think he would want to have his own genuine moment versus that too.
I agree. It'll probably be at a restaurant. He has those like restaurant reviews on social media. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most likely. Oh, let me get mine. So this I've been thinking about this since as soon as I figured out that the guys were going to have the roses first. Which girl is most likely to kiss Carl for a rose?
Oh, that is gold. I love that. Victoria.
You think? I don't think Victoria would.
Okay, actually, I take that back because she is kind of very like, I need to be courted. She did say that. Um,
Kelsey?
that was my second choice.
One more thing, because I'm going through the girls' names in her head. So I don't watch the clickbait podcast, or I don't even remember Natasha on her season. But I really liked her. I don't have much to say about her, but I just liked her vibe, and I think I could see her getting a decent relationship out of the show.
With Brendan. That's what I think.
They were really cute by the water.
Yes, why have we not talked about that actually? I think that's going to be a solid couple.
I
I
think so
do.
too. I've got a good feeling, except unless Demi fucks it up.
Oh yeah, I think that might be a little one of the love triangles
But then
actually.
she's also in the Kenny love triangle, so I don't even know.
I think she's going in as a bomb to just explode every little thing up.
Yeah, we were trying to like protect ourselves from what Queen Victoria or Goddess Victoria is going to do, and we didn't even see that bitch coming. So she,
And and her name, her little name card was Demigod.
that's funny. So demigod versus goddess, who's going to
Yes.
win?
Who's most likely from the people that are there to leave without making any connections?
Kelsey. I don't know why. I'm just hating on her. I'm so sorry. She's lovely, I'm sure. I got a bad vibe from her this episode, and that's all I could think of at the moment. There's a handful of people who I don't know their names, and I don't remember them from their season. And there was like a group of them towards the end where they were like getting mad that the guys weren't coming to them. And there's like a couple of girls there who I was like, I don't know who you are. But one of the girls who I didn't know who they were, and Connor B. Do you know her name?
Oh no, but I really have a hard time with him.
I do
I really
too.
do. Well,
Well,
and
that
also,
one guy is gonna come in and steal her from him from the
oh yeah,
preview. I don't know his name either.
who's most likely to make out with the most girls?
Connor B, for the reason that he has something to prove. What's your answer?
I wonder if they'll even like they might make a play on that and just like he'll sit down and then all the girls will kiss him and then they'll judge him for it or something.
Well, you know what happened with like the after the final rose? You know how he like kissed a member of the audience? That was all fake, and that really bummed me out.
Yeah, because she's a singer.
Yeah, no, there was literally someone screenshotted it. There was an ad from The Bachelor. It was like, who wants to be in the audience and then kiss Connor B? And
Oh
she
God.
got the job.
Well, that also made me think that like he's obviously not going to end up with anybody.
I don't think so either.
Well, right, because they had already gone to Bachelor in Paradise at that point, right? Because it was after the
Oh.
final rose or the men's health.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. You're so right.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of hope from him before I knew that either, but interesting.
I have a quick question for you, actually. Um, what do you think about the guys having the roses and the guys are all kind of like, the women need to come to us, but I couldn't tell if they were kidding. And then the girls are like, the guys still need to come to us anyways. Do you think each week it really needs to be like a game? Because I feel like they're making it more out to be a game of like who's going to get the roses this week versus like genuine connections. Did you feel that way or how did you feel?
Yeah, I thought that was super lame. I think it's just like this like power play that and like pride that they're like doing it when it's not even about that. It doesn't matter who has the rose win. I don't know. I feel like they can't focus on that if they like are actually there for real and just like talk to people, enjoy people's company, and then if you find a connection, like this whole like you talk to me this week and then you have to talk to me that week. I don't know. It just seemed like they were playing like a game, and I wasn't into it.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I guess maybe just because it's the first episode, there's a lot of pressure because people want to stay. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that conversation should be had when they're at the rose ceremony. People should be like panicking then. But like to
Yeah, yeah.
start, it should be that they want to find a relationship. So they should be trying to talk. Guys and girls should both be coming to each other. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of like fear of rejection there, of like, trying to go after someone and then it not working out and then there's like five cameras watching you. Try to think of like just normal dating and how awkward and how how many moments you hope that no one would ever know about or see. You don't got that option here. So, and I think it's
Yeah,
also
and
just like not about like staying for the summer or like having the ability to find love in the future. I think a lot of it is just like if you leave the first day, especially like or first week or whatever, you're gonna feel like crap. All these girls got chosen before you. That has to be a hit on your ego, and even though it has nothing to do with them, and it just wasn't the right vibe set of people for them to pursue. But it's a hit to the ego for sure.
yeah, and all that buildup of anxiety and excitement to just like crash down in the first week. That would be probably one of the worst weeks to leave.
Agreed. I actually forgot to say something about Abigail and Noah that I want to bring up at this moment.
Okay.
I didn't understand that why they were just so drawn to each other so quickly without meeting. I think I want to know more about that backstory. Who slid into whose DMs? Have they just been DMing? Has there been a FaceTime? I've got the sense that there's a lot we don't know with them. And I think that's why I didn't connect, is because their love story had already started and I just jumped in the ride at a different point. That's actually how I feel. I couldn't think of that before, but that's the T for that.
I also feel like it could be, you 100% could be correct, but it also could be that he seemed very like read up on her, if you know what I mean. I feel like he almost started with like this admiration for her that actually maybe she doesn't have yet. Because I almost felt a disconnect, like he was coming guns blazing and she definitely liked him, but like was holding him a little bit further away. But she kind of expressed that she has a hard time opening up. So that could have just been it too.
Yeah, agreed. Moving on, talking about Abigail and Noah is about as boring as watching them. Um,
I'm hoping it'll get more fun though. It could.
because I love Abigail. I love her.
Yeah, and sometimes boring is good.
That's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
yeah, like because I feel like Jade and Tanner were really boring to watch. But I
100%
love them both. Yeah, and they are it seems like they're very happy. They have 3 kids. I mean, they're a success story for sure. So maybe boring is good in Bachelor in Paradise.
You got a good point.
Yep.
Agreed. Agreed. Who is most likely between you and me to do the 5-second trick with somebody?
I think I don't make eye contact with people.
Just in general.
No, I do, but I would not just sit and stare at a guy for 5 seconds and
No,
without any sort of
that would be torture. Like
yeah.
I would try it like after this as a joke, and I mean in a future episode. Oh, I'm gonna move on. But
No, actually, maybe we should go to a bar, me and you together. We each pick each other out a guy and we try it.
deal. I bet Jared and Marcus would love that.
Yep, take the rings off for the night.
All right. So Bachelor in Paradise recap number 1 done. How did we
Yep.
do?
I'm excited. I'm so excited for the next episodes. I think it's going to be a fun season. We're going to have a lot to talk about.
Me too. Just a reminder, we're actually doing 2 episodes a week now. So every Wednesday, we'll be doing our Bachelor in Paradise recap. And then Friday and those are going to be kind of like mini-sodes. And then we have our full episodes about relationships coming out every Friday. And so we actually already have a new one coming out this Friday. It's all about your relationship with yourself. And so I'm excited for that one. It'll just be me and Amy kind of just talking about how you can better yourself, because without a relationship with yourself, you can't really have that many successful relationships outside of that.
Yep, we're really excited about that. And we would love it if you would like and subscribe to our YouTube, as well as follow, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. That would be amazing, or on any of your podcast listening networks.
We're on everything. And if we miss something, email us and I'll get us on it. Speaking of emails, Send us your relationship questions or relationship advice questions because we want to answer them to the best of our ability. We have some fun guests coming up, so you might even get a third perspective. So just email us. If not, we're on all the social medias. DM us, text us, give us a call. We need questions. Let's see. Also, social media. Speaking of that, we are on IG, we are on Facebook, we are on TikTok, we are on Twitter, we are on Reddit, we are on Quora, we are probably on more. So just you have full access to us. Take advantage. And that's all I've got. Should we have a new like cool ender for like the recaps? Like we just accepted that, Rose. No?
Give me that rose. I don't
We'll
know,
figure it
but
out, guys. Next time we'll figure it out. Thank you.